Let's start it off with the most basic question, and let's try to explain to everyone listening. So what is a platform?
Yeah, so, what is not a platform? Well, almost everything is not a platform. If you think of a business, you traditionally think of, a production operation, a factory, or, something that produces, that has assets and employees, and then they have customers. And the whole business of business is making customers happy. So in that environment, there is no platform. That's what I use the term supply chain to describe that kind of business, because frequently there's a customer, and then there's somebody serving the customer, and then there's someone behind that who's making the stuff. And then into that business comes something like Uber. Now, Uber is just not like that at all. The most important way I think you'd say it's not like that is because it doesn't have any assets, certainly not any physical assets. It doesn't own its cars. It doesn't worry about keeping them clean. It doesn't do any of that. It has employees, but not very many, remarkably few compared to, say, a taxi company. But the other and the really important distinction between Uber and one of the businesses that I've been calling supply chains is that it has two customers, two kinds of customer, not one. And the two are obviously drivers and riders. And its business depends on recruiting drivers and riders, and then performing a very simple function, which is to match them, to put the drivers together with the riders. To do that, it kind of needs a brand. So I would say a platform is distinct. You ask, what is a platform? It is any organization that has these two, or sometimes more than two, kinds of customer that performs a matching function, that tries to get the two together, and is helped in that by having a brand that is associated with doing good matching. That I think in a nutshell is what a platform is.
So I think we can all agree that we've seen, a great number of platforms and platform-like businesses emerging in the last 5 to 10 years. So what would you say, what could explain why platforms have recently become so successful all around the world? So is there some secret formula, or what is it?
Well, in a nutshell, it is the internet and it is the mobile phone. As a result of those two innovations, 5 of the 6 most valuable companies in the world today are platforms. And that certainly wasn't true 20 years ago, and wasn't true even 10 years ago. In fact, the growth of the big 5 that we have in mind, Amazon, Facebook, Google, Microsoft, and so on, those all have their spate of growth within the last 5 to 10 years. Before that, there certainly were platforms. In fact, platforms have existed as long as people have done business. The medieval marketplace, the place where people would come, say, once a month, put up their stalls and sell fruit and vegetables, that's a platform. The marketplace itself is the platform. The two sides are the shopper and the farmer. So they're as old as business itself. There have been many others. I mean, the village marketplace turned into the regional shopping center. That's a platform. It has retailers on one side and shoppers on the other side. You can think about airports. Airports have airlines on one side and travelers on the other side. These are all business organizations that have this form of providing a matching service. I mean, airports compete with one another in some parts of the world, and they compete by how good a job they do of matching people who want to get somewhere with folks who can get them there. So in a nutshell, the reason why we had them for centuries and then suddenly, just really within our memory, they became 5 of the 6 most valuable companies in the world, is because we could move data around on the internet, and we could get access to people with the little computers they keep in their pockets.